2 years after I drove my '05 Tahoe across the country, it's finally time to get it ready for off-roading and overlanding. Unfortunately, I had some corrupted GoPro SD cards, so I did lose some footage here, especially in the beginning of installing my radio and then going to get my tires, but everything else is here. So let's get to it. Alright, so this is kind of what I plan to do first. So I do want to get wheels and tires, but then more on the practical side, I do need to go get a roof rack for this. I plan to get one of the big flat ones, but I found a Yakima on Facebook Marketplace for about, I think, $75. I'll have to go back and check, but that'll be great because I am loading this thing up for about 3 or 4 people. So the back will be full, and then the top will be full as well. But also, I do like to camp inside of this thing, so being able to put bins and stuff on the roof will clear out space in the back. Next on the list is Apple CarPlay. You know, I can always put my phone on a mount, but my biggest gripe is not being able to just look over and see my GPS there. Then I really do like things clean and tidy inside. I don't like wires going all over the place or adapters, and let's be honest, I am not using the cigarette lighter, so I'm going to change that out for a USB-C port to both plug in the Apple CarPlay and as for another charger as well. I'm trying to get all this stuff done by a local ORV event. It should be going on in about a week, so I kind of got to get all this done, so let's get to it. First up, here's the rack I found. It's a Yakima Load Warrior. These usually retail for over $500, but I got this one for $75 on Marketplace. While I was up there, I also attached the CB antenna. I've got the dogs in the back and I'm finally headed to pick up some new wheels and tires for my Tahoe. I'm being picky about this build, especially because I want to keep that Tahoe for a very long time, so I was looking at very specific set of wheels, but this guy had agreed to $1,600, and considering the new build would probably have been around $2,500, I am not disappointed at the $1,600 for the exact wheels I was looking for with some BF Goodrich KO3s. So let's go see what he's got. Now it's time to remove the running boards. I went out onto the trails once before this, and those were the main things I was bottoming out on. Now it's time to hit the interior. I'm going to be installing an Apple CarPlay unit. I picked up a harness adapter so I don't have to permanently modify the wires. Then I picked up a USB adapter to replace the cigarette lighter. It can plug directly into the CarPlay unit and has another USB-C connector for just charging. I think it'll look much cleaner than the cigarette lighter with a wire sticking out. Then while I'm in here, I'm going to splice in a harness adapter to power the CB radio. I realize that GMRS is probably the gold standard for off-roading right now, but all of my friends are using CBs, so picked up this unit for $30. I ran the wire underneath the weather stripping as a temporary solution. I'd ultimately like to get an antenna on the rear bumper, but this magnetic antenna came with it, so I'm going to use that for now. So then I got an idea to attach a RAM mount to mount my phone on one of the empty slots on my dashboard. I first tried this smaller piece, which you'll see why in a second it doesn't work well. it was just clipped in, so when I put any weight on it, it just popped right back out again. So I grabbed the Bondo to fill the hole I just drilled and went back to the drawing board. This is why I'm not allowed to touch anything. Since I was painting that, I decided to do a touch-up on the windshield wiper on the back. It was wearing down and white and kind of let the back end of the car down. Then when I was done there, I grabbed the bigger empty slot in the dash and drilled a hole through there. It was much sturdier and holds the phone really well. And then that was that. I was really happy how everything turned out. Now it's time to head over to 4Fest at Holly Oaks ORV Park. It's the perfect controlled environment to practice and try everything out where there's a lot of people that can help you out of a bind. About an inch higher due to the tires, so should be okay. Ooh, mud. I'll roll these up real quick. I am 12. There are noises happening that I do not like. A couple compliments today on the Tahoe. I don't know why. I mean, like, it's in good condition, and in my opinion the wheels and tires are nice, but I mean, it's nothing special, but I mean, nothing too crazy. Here that I wouldn't touch with even a fully tricked out Jeep. Maybe it's because I'm a ween, but you know. But I mean, as far as getting my feet wet, I think this is a pretty good place to do it. test the system. I'm not too far away from civilization and rescue. Alright, so that event was a success. I know it probably wasn't that interesting, but it was really cool because I got to go see a bunch of the vendors out there. But I did get approached by a charity organization called Wheels in Motion, run by my county's parks organization, and they were looking for volunteer drivers. So I actually did end up doing that event, and ultimately I do want to do a shout out for them. They are getting people involved who have disabilities and are unable to drive for themselves. So I thought that was a really cool event. It was probably the least I could do, and I got to have fun along with them, and I got to meet some amazing people. You'd never know that they had disabilities. They all had a great sense of humor, and they loved the time there. And once again, the least I can do is volunteer for that and give them a shout out on here. So if you're interested in that, they are wheelsinmotion.org. I'll link that in the description. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap that up here. I did make a lot of progress on this Tahoe, and I am very happy with where it's at right now. It's nothing crazy. Honestly, I'm not out here making these super expensive builds. I would love to, but I don't have the funds to do that right now. So the Tahoe is very bearable now. I mean, not even just bearable, enjoyable. I love driving that truck now. There's nothing really that's kind of standing out that bothers me. So next up is gonna be an update on this. As you can see, it's even farther along in painting from my last video. It's already cooling down, so I might have to keep working and hope I get one of those warm weeks in the middle of November in order to get it painted. So anyway, if you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. I'd love any feedback in the comments, and see you in the next one.